Joining us now is the interim featherweight champ, the notorious Conor McGregor. Good to see you, champ.
Good to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're looking good, man.
I always do.
I'm looking forward to this season of Tough, mainly because you're on it. What can the fans expect this season?
You can expect great fights. The athletes that came in were phenomenal. They put on great performances, and the back and forth, I feel it was an unusual one at times. Me and Uriah, we had an unusual relationship. There was no fight at the end of it, so it was a weird one for me when I first went in, but we had a good back and forth. It was tense at times, but I feel it will be a good show.
Yeah, you guys aren't in the same weight class, so it wasn't a fight. But right before the weigh-ins of UFC 189, you guys kind of got into a little bit of scuffle backstage. Where's that beef stem from?
It's not really beef. It's just I was weighing in, and I walked in. I was going to the bathroom. He was there, his little curly head on him, and he's that height. So I just patted him on the head like a little boy, and that was it. It was nothing.
It was nothing. It was nothing there. There is something between you and Jose Aldo. There is, man. I told everybody the most uncomfortable I've ever felt in 20 years of television is sitting between you and Jose Aldo a couple of months ago when you were hyping up your fight. And, that was a very tense moment. Now, he had to back out because of the rib injury in the first fight. You get him again in December when you're headlining at UFC 194. How desperate are you to get him finally in the octagon?
I saw him on the final day of the Ultimate Fighter, and I said to him, I didn't think I'd see you again. And I was actually happy to see him.
You were happy to see him?
I was happy to see him.
Was he happy to see you?
I went over and shook his hand and cuddled him and told him everything will be okay.
Are you
serious?
serious?
It will be over soon. Just show up and fight like a man and stop running. So,
what did he say to you?
He did not say nothing. He just looked and we shook hands. And I'm not trying to scare the man because he's scared to death. He didn't show up. He does not want this. So now I think I'm going to take an opposite approach and cuddle him and baby him and let him know that it's going to.
Reverse psychology, just kind of get him into
the octagon. Then I'm going to butcher him and end his career, and that'll be that. I don't got to listen about him no more.
You know who you got to listen to, though? Joe Rogan. Did you hear Joe Rogan? What he said? I know you're the interim champ, and he's the champ. He said on his podcast, he said what? He said your championship belt is illegitimate, and Rogan doesn't think you should be carrying an interim championship belt. What's your reaction?
Well, I feel he might be a little bit on Team Alpha Male anyway, so maybe that might be something got to do with it. But really, what is a belt? What is Jose's belt? He was handed the belt when they bought WEC. He was gifted his belt. He didn't win it from nobody either. So, I mean, the belts really mean jack shit. It's the numbers that really mean business, you know. And that's what I hold. Every number in the damn game. So. As far as belts and stuff, I don't really care about the belts as well. Whatever Joe wants to say, that's fine. If he wants to say it's an illegitimate belt, that's his business. But December 12th, I will unify the belt. I will move up to lightweight, and I will take that lightweight belt as well.
You know, a lot of people don't know about you. I mean, you got the Louis Vuitton belt on, you got the shoes on, you look nice. But, you're a self-made man. You came from basically nothing. I mean, you're a long way from collecting a $200 welfare check for your first fight to where you are right now.
Euro.
188 euro.
And I had to get it, or I had no money for the trip to Sweden. So
do you go back and think about those times?
I stay there. I stay there. I wake up and I put myself there, and then I get to work and I go and chase that number. And I chase that number harder than anybody has chased it in the history of the sport. At 26 years of age, I hold every single record in the game. There is nobody in the history of combat sport that has done what I've done in the time that I've done it. Not even Floyd had the numbers I have at 26 years of age. I'm only finding my way in this game, and I'm already right at the top. So
you're doing it, and you're doing it well. You're a little bit crazy. You're a little bit, certifiable. I say that all the time, but I like you.